Hello!
Alright.
Well, so far, what have we done with the boat build? We've seen the progress, we've seen the shell being built from the beginning, haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah, and the shell's now arrived at Oakums, ready for fit out. And I suppose the next thing we're going to do is the next stage of the build, which is the insulation.
It is.
So, one of the most common questions we get asked is...
Does it get cold in a narrowboat?
And, like a house, it will get cold if you leave it stood empty for a few days and there's no heating on, you get back to that house, it's going to be cold. And it's exactly the same in a narrowboat, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there are a few things that you can do. One of them is insulate the boat properly. The other one is a source of heating.
Yeah, so there are several sources of heating on most narrowboats, not all. You generally have some sort of central heating system. The main manufacturers of them are Bickerstaffe and Webasto, but there are other heating sources, and they heat the radiators and give you hot water as well without running the engine. There are a sort of point source heat, such as a solid fuel fire, or a multi-fuel stove,
yeah.
Or even like a diesel stove. And the one we're hoping to be getting is the reflex.
Well, this week's video shows you the boat being insulated, and Liam from Oakums filmed all of this for us, and it's just brilliant, isn't it? He's so knowledgeable.
Yeah, he did really well.
Yeah.
Considering that isn't his job.
Yeah.
We think he should have a channel.
Yeah, we do think he should have a channel. Let us know in the comments below
Yeah.
if you think Liam should have his own channel. But check this out from Liam, and we hope you find it interesting because we really did enjoy.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to Oakums yet again. So today we are doing spray foaming. The guys are finishing off taping all the battens, so the battens are all taped up. It makes life much easier when we're trying to hack back that insulation. So we're using a closed cell insulation. I'll jump to the van in a second. We'll show you the van, we'll show you the setup, and we'll show you how it's all done. The spray foam, the thickness is going to vary, but the application is generally between 25 and 50 millimeters. It's a little thicker below the waterline, and that keeps your boat nice and warm. We make sure that we tape the windows up, the skylights up, all the openings of the boat, because last thing we need is insulation over the outside of the boat as well. Let's just insulate it on the inside, eh? So I'm getting closed in, as you can see. So we're going to jump outside. We will show you the process of what they're doing right now, and we'll come back in when they start spraying. I'll just show you the gun, just in case you've not seen one before. So you've got two lines in, and there's the gun, and the substance is mixed in the van. So let's jump over to the van and go from there. Okay, so we've done a video of the inside, and now we're here on the outside. So behind me, this van here has all the kit on board to do the insulation. I'm shouting because it's a little loud, okay? Hopefully you can hear this. So on board at the back, and we'll take a closer look, there are two drums of liquid. When those liquids are pumped, and we'll show you the pumps, they come through the lines separately into this machine just here. This machine right now is heating the liquids up to about 105 degrees. So they're coming through there quite warm. The heat combined with the two lines separate reach the gun. When they get to the gun mixes those two chemicals, which has a reaction. The reaction is sprayed on the boat and has a slow rise. So this is a slow rise insulation. So unlike expanding foam where you squirt it and you get a bit of a volcanic explosion, you don't get that here. You get slow rises. So what's going to happen is the guys are going to go up and down the boat, spraying it with the gun. As they spray it with the gun, they're going to get the first layer, they'll do a second layer, a third layer. And what they're looking for is building up around 25 to 50 millimeters. And that depends really on whereabouts on the boat this is going to be. So we'll go to the van. You might not hear me. Let's try, okay? So now we're here at the van. So this machine is what heats up the liquid. You got two pipes that come through here and here. So the liquid is coming through those pipes into that machine. and that machine is regulating the heat that they come through. And that's all regulated through those controls just there. That line that then comes through, you can see, is fed all the way around into the workshop and into the boat. In terms of the chemicals, you've got two tanks, okay? You've got the green tank and you've got the black tank. And on each one you can see the pump, okay? So when those guys start spraying, that pump's going to be going up and down. That's going to push the liquid straight through that pump and into the boat. So we're now inside the boat, and Andy is what's called flash coating the steelwork. So the liquid coming out of the gun is about 105 degrees, whereas the steelwork is quite cold. So rather than apply it all instantly, Andy is applying a flash coat, and that flash coat, as you can see, is slowly getting deeper and deeper in a white colour. What that is the insulation that is slowly rising. Andy's starting by going in all the corners and working his way into the longer centre sections. The insulation is fire retardant, and although there is an odour and a gas and a fume at this time, in an hour all of that will be dry, it will be settled, it's very, very quick drying, and all of the fumes will have dissipated out the boat. It's important that we do wear PPE while doing this sort of work. So Andy has got a face mask on, an eye visor, and he'll intermittently change the filters and the eye shield to make sure that he's fully protected throughout the installation. The battens on the boat have all been taped. The tape will allow for us to remove the insulation much easier when it's complete. If we now look down at the low level, you can see how that's starting to expand out. It's not expanded to where it is, this is just a flash coat. We'll take a minute just to watch what Andy's doing, and then we'll come back later and get a better view of how the process takes place. Hey guys, this is a thermal imagery camera. So as you can see, when we move the thermal imagery around the boat, we get generally cold spells. Now let's bring this inside the boat, and you'll be able to see just what a difference the insulation makes. So you can instantly see temperatures are much higher, 28 on the inside, 12, 11, 9 on the outside.
Just a couple of days later, we drove over with our friends Pete and Caroline. We needed to check out the progress, drop off some camera equipment, and Liam also had a surprise for us. You don't get this with every boat builder. Liam's been to Chatsworth for some sandwiches and cakes. Look at this.
What would you like? Cheese and coleslaw or ham?
I'll go with it. I'll put with any of those.
Cheese and coleslaw?
Yeah, lovely.
Once I've got it. What would you like, Paul?
What's the choices?
Ham, a tomato and salad, or cheese and coleslaw?
Ham, please.
Ham, white or granary?
Granary, please. You got enough.
Granary.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Tiny one, look.
And then,
Look at Caroline's tiny hands.
They all on plates. Nice back, Caroline.
What do you think of the show so far?
Oh yeah.
Well, as you can see, the insulation is finished and they're now laying down the ballast. Most boat builders use concrete blocks, but Liam prefers to use poured concrete. And the surprise from Liam, he wanted us to leave our own mark on a boat by laying our hands in the concrete.
fantastic. Okay. There we go. Beautiful.
Well, we hope you enjoyed watching that as much as we did, and we learned quite a lot there, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is really knowledgeable.
Yeah, yeah.
So stick with us for the rest of the boat build.
Mm-hmm.
We can't wait to start showing sort of some of the interior fit out as well, which
Oh,
will be
yeah.
happening in the next week. So
Yeah. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos, because as Anthony said, we're going to be following the build from the start right to the very end, all the way through to us moving onto the boat.
yeah, and keep your comments coming because we really do love to reply to them.
Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye
Take
for
care.
now.
Bye.
Bye.